Well, good morning and happy Saturday. Cynthia Gordon, representing Whole, women helping others live empowered. So, as always, it's been a week that helps to support what we need to talk about today. Uh, so, last week, and I wrote this down, I always try to write so that I can stay on track. So, let's see how we do. The title for this week is Can You See You? So last week, I started out the video by asking, have you ever made a mistake? So I need to do this video. I really need to do this as a live so that I can engage and really have you answer that question and let's talk about it. So since we don't have that going on just yet, I'm just going to talk this thing out. And my prayer is that you ask yourself these questions, that you really look at the man or woman in the mirror and figure out just how you're doing, just how you stack up, where you fall short, how you can do better. And please know that with every video, I see me, past or present, um, and trying to take a new approach, perhaps, trying to not continue some bad patterns, and of course, holding on to the good part. None of us are all good or all bad. But again, I say, can you see you? So let me get back on track. Again, I told you this is why I write. Okay, so, again, every video is for us to see us because we, first off, can only control ourselves and just barely. Second, we have got to be what we want to see in the world and definitely in our relationships. You can't be evil and then think people will be nice to you. So again, I ask, can you see you? So my heart is real heavy as I watch a few people that I love, family members, that really aren't speaking. We had an awful death in the family once again, and I thought this would maybe mend the fences, cause them to say, let's let this thing go, forget who's right, who's wrong, because guess what? Each party was a little wrong. But anyway, let me go on and read to you what I wrote. I'm so disappointed that this is happening, and it is obvious to me that each person involved can see the fault of the other person, but not the role they play. This life is way too short, and as always, I charge you and myself to look at yourself. Remember, we all make mistakes, and remember, God has told us, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. God is so awesome, though. He's always confirming the messages that he's given me. So this week is no different. So the week started out, I was talking, aka counseling, a young woman and gave some tools or advice for her situation. 2 days later, I caught a show on TV where a life coach was giving advice to a family, and I saw just truly parallels to the counseling I had given and the situation that this family is encountering. And so I text the girl I was speaking to and asked her, does she watch this show? And had she possibly caught this episode? Or actually, I told her she should, look it up. And she says, no, I saw it. And she went on to tell me how She explained to her daughter that she saw her in the daughter represented on the show. I was flabbergasted. I had to go from texting and actually call because I absolutely saw her in the show. And again, please understand, Cynthia saw some of Cynthia's ways of the past and maybe even of the future. So guess what? Every lesson starts with me, which is what I'm asking us all to do. Let's start with you. Start with you. So again, I was flabbergasted because she saw her daughter but didn't see her. God bless us all. And so, in all sincerity, I ask you, can you see you? Can you see you when someone cuts you off in traffic? Have you ever cut anybody off? Can you see you when someone's late and it makes you so angry? Have you ever been late? How about, can we see that people have different ways of handling things? And when someone doesn't handle things the way you would do, or they don't give you what you've given them, that they're just different, that people are allowed to make choices and they're not made to hurt you. They might just be what they want to do, or they don't do something they don't want to do, but it doesn't mean they don't love you. Can we truly try loving unconditionally? Stop looking at everyone else. Look at you. What could you have done better? What could you have said or not said? In both of these situations, I ask the parties involved to choose love. Don't stand on these principles that divide. I once read in one of our marriage ministry sessions, you can be right but wrong at the top of your voice. I actually like that a lot. So what that means is, even if your position is correct, you can mess it all up by fighting about it. Think about it. We escalate issues to the point of division because we just have to be right and everyone else is wrong. Christians can be the worst because we get offended. We get offended. And we will charge people with that offense and never release them. Not to mention refusing to see our responsibility for the issue. Matthew 7:5, you hypocrite, first remove the beam out of your own eye, then you can see well enough to remove the speck out of your brother's eye. Jesus. And again, two very different situations going on, and whether you feel you're right, you feel you're wrong, I ask that you see you. Do you have any responsibility in the situation? And then when you move beyond that, do you, because you're right, divide, stand on your being right and stand alone, cause more division? I'm so, like I said, disappointed and even hurt in my family because this particular group, sisters and brothers, have been so close all of our lives. And let love, the Bible says love covers a multitude of sin. I wish we would choose that. We would choose that love and go, you know what? I didn't agree with the way you did this. You didn't agree with the way I did that. But I love you, and I love you enough that I won't let this thing separate us. Can we love the people we love enough to not let being offended separate us? Whether we're whether we're right in the situation or not. God has told us to love. And if it does not stem from that, if you don't let love guide the situation, maybe your right isn't all that right. So that's what I got for today. And again, in both situations, I love the people involved, and I am praying for each person to see themselves, whatever the position, right or wrong, that love will take over and that families are united instead of divided. So for each of you that are watching, and even if the parties involved in the situations, names have been left out to protect the innocent and the guilty, that you know even my videos are in love, that I pray someone be blessed, that someone can look in the mirror and go, you know what, I'm going to let this thing go before I lose the relationship that means more to me than being right. Now, we've all been hurt. People hurt us, situations hurt us, different choices hurt us, all of that. I am not saying that those things don't take place. What I'm saying is make sure you're looking at you. See what you have done to contribute to the situation. See where you can release people of whatever the offense may be, so that love can take over and it can even heal that hurt in your heart. That's the objective, that we get better, that we become whole, that families move forward in love and compassion. Again, you know, our very prayers say that we will forgive those, their trespasses, as we ask God to forgive us of ours. That means, dude, you better learn to forgive if you want God to forgive you. That's a big deal. And it's hard to do sometimes, but it's sure enough worth doing. So, I love you all. I love you all. I pray you have a happy Saturday on purpose. God bless. Okay, I guess I don't want to leave. I can't get this video to stop. Anyway, happy Saturday, people.